Hello, everybody. I am Thrice Will. Just to give you guys an update, yes, I am finally revealing my face. This is probably going to be a one-off video, but I wanted to put something out that give me kind of an update and kind of take off the mask, if you will. I've been going through a lot of problems, PTSD, um, depression, anxiety, having to move several times in the last year and a half. I've had to move twice. Um, yeah, twice. Maybe moving again here in the next year or two. Um, but that's for the future. Right now, I am staying at some friends' house who are kind and willing enough to put up with my bullshit. Um, while I try to get help for my depression, anxiety, and PTSD, and bereavement issues, and sleeping, just sleeping issues, sleeping problems, nightmares, the whole nine. Um, However, I did want to post something. It's been a while. I promised several times I was going to work on a video, but I just haven't had the brain power to do so. A lot of it being getting too angry reading some of the subjects and just not being able to let it go. So this is a bit of a cleanse for me. I have started a new podcast with a friend of mine that I'm staying with, Glitchin' Kitchen. It is a podcast that is dedicated to nerd culture and cooking. So I'm back in the kitchen per se. Uh, we just released our first episode a day or so ago, depending on when this video goes live on YouTube. Um, would love it if you guys followed me on that. This has been kind of refreshing just to kind of get back to my roots, cook, and just have good, lighthearted conversation about video games, role-playing games, card games, magic, basically anything that we in the nerd sphere, if you will, uh, like to do. But yes, I know I look very rough and very disheveled. Right now I'm in a car helping a friend, but I haven't been sleeping well, like I said. But that aside, I still am going to be active on my Twitter. I will still try to give my third perspective when I can. Especially coming into the election season, we got a lot going on for this country. There's been a lot already happening this summer, and with my PTSD and everything, I've just not been able to address it just because of the strong emotions that are tied with it. There's been several nights where I have been just so angry that I couldn't really even function mentally. Going out in public has been problematic. Uh, and honestly, a little scary for me, um, just because of the sheer amount of stupid on either end of the spectrum. Um, However, I do believe we need reform. I do believe we do need to defund the police. Um, I believe Trump is an asshole. I believe Biden's a diddler. I don't really trust any politician right now for good reasons and good measure. But that's not necessarily what this video is about. I know I've gained a couple new followers since the last video I posted and some of the video game content I have put up. I thank you. Uh, like always, I am open for dialogue. I'm open for conversation. If you have a question or if you think I was wrong on something, please talk to me. I'd love to have that discussion, that dialogue. Maybe you can change my mind. Maybe I can change yours, or maybe we both learn something, even about ourselves. Not necessarily about where one stands or another, but where we as a society could possibly go. I don't think America should fall. I think it could, very realistically. There's a lot of problems, but I don't believe anything's beyond redemption. I think we have a good scaffolding, we have a good foundation in this nation. I believe that we can, as a society, come together and make it the dreamland that our founding fathers wanted. I believe in the American ideal for all people, not just people that share my color, not people that are black, Hispanic, Latino, purple, green, whatever, but all Americans. I also believe that we need reform from top to bottom as far as federal, state, government entities need to be revamped. Some of these programs, like immigration, have been in the same state since before the Great Depression, and that's a problem. We have technology today that can make things infinitely easier. Same way with elections. Our election process is catastrophically inadequate for the amount of people we have today, and how the gerrymandering of things is out of control and needs to be revamped. I mean, my God, there are so many problems our nation's facing, but we need to stop focusing on the media driven and start looking at the deeper problems behind it. We need to start working together to solve these. That's the one thing about the civil rights movement from the 50s, 60s, and 70s that we're missing the point of today. It's not about who's black, who's white. It's about Americans are not getting the rights or not getting the things they need. Americans, countrymen, our brothers, our sisters, our wives, our husbands, our children. That's the point that we're missing. It's not about color. It's not about financial status. It's about Americans being shit on by our elected officials. And that, my friend, is a problem. We need to address these. We need to fix these. But, again, I digress. I want to thank you all who have stayed with me since I started making videos, be it for my own eccentricities or for the dialogue or just to get my voice heard. I appreciate every one of you who have commented, who have followed me, who have interacted with me on Twitter, who have, at times kept me sane, who have helped me vent when everything else seems so futile. You guys have, in a lot of sense, saved my sanity on several occasions, whether you know it or not. I know I have a small following, and that's fine. That's not what gets me. It's the fact that people care enough to hear my opinion. I grew up in a household where I love my mother to death. I love my father. I kind of love my father. I love the theory of my father, we'll say that much. But I grew up in a situation where I couldn't necessarily voice my opinions. And with my friends sometimes I feel lesser, like not educated enough or not intelligent enough, and I feel they judge me for it. Well, then that's probably wrong. However, that's just how I feel. With my own personal depression, anxiety, it's my own demon to bear. But there again, these videos have been liberating in a lot of aspects. It's helped me formulate a argument better. It's helped me understand and accept other point of views better, and not just write them off as, oh, they're a stupid liberal, or oh, they're a stupid conservative, or they're just some crazy pothead that lives up in the hills, or they're just a cousin fucker. It's not that anymore. It's more of everybody has the right to their opinions. However, I don't have to agree with them. I can think they're fucking stupid and batshit. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Unless in certain cases, certain occasions where they are actually factually incorrect. That's a different situation altogether. However, I did want to make this little video while I had the time, while I had it in my mind to do so and not get sidetracked and get distracted by all the inner demons, and wanted to kind of touch base with everybody. I know a lot of us on Twitter have kind of fallen off politically. We're all kind of divided as far as our camps because of political situations and political disagreements. But one thing we can all agree on is we all have our own opinions, we all have our own perceptions, we have our own ideas. But that's how a nation can be made, is by collecting all these ideas, collecting all these notions, and putting them together and working on them as a group. And coming to some type of middle ground and understanding that we as people are not perfect. We don't have all the answers. We can't control every facet, every aspect, every moment, every second, every nanosecond of every day. Life can change in a snap. You can be alive 1 minute, healthy and fine, the next minute you're in the hospital and you're suffering from liver failure. It can happen. There are things out there that we cannot control. But the one thing we can control is ourselves. And if we collectively control ourselves, then we can fix any of these problems that we're facing today. Any of them. I have faith in America, and I have faith in my countrymen. We're all angry. We're all saddened by all the deaths that the police have done this summer and all the deaths that police have suffered this summer. Nobody should be losing their lives over this shit. Nobody. And the people who are in charge, who are profiting off of this, I don't necessarily think they're human anymore. I think they've sold that off for profit. I'm a capitalist. I believe in the market. However, when you're trading human lives as their currency, that's a problem. You're being controlled by your own ideology. Same as feminism, same as BLM, rioters, I should say, same as Antifa. You have all come victim to your own ideologies. You've become the Westboro Baptist Church of your ideals. Now, that being said, I am going to end this video before I go on any more wordy rants, and hope you guys have a nice night or day whenever you find or watch this video. Do something nice for somebody. Help a fellow human being out where you can. Stay safe and protect the ones you care about. But until then, this has just been my humble perspective.